And so we continue the Tony Ryan Showcase. Tony Ryan Showcase comes away Mondays to Wednesdays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and on Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Main sponsor, Health Living Health Food Store, located at 3956 White Plains Road, Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets, where you can purchase all your vitamins, your minerals, your supplements in general. Also at Health Living, you can get rid of your blood pressure problem with the blood pressure resolve. The diabetes being gone, yes. The excess cholesterol with the cholesterol cleanse, fellas. Get rid of the frequent urination, the weak urination, the after dribble, the erectile dysfunction, the premature ejaculation. All of that with the Rusa Fixer. Also, remember our very effective weight loss program. Also remember the fact that any other health concern that you may have, you may bring it to our attention, because we do consultation Mondays to Fridays from noon until 7 p.m. on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We also do mail order. Also remember that you can purchase your vitamins and minerals, your supplements right there at Health Living Health Food Store. And our vegan standard breakfast, lunch and dinner Mondays to Saturdays. And while there you can choose from our wide assortment of vegetable patties, your ackee, collard, your kale, lentil and so on. Also your pastry, your vegan standard pastry. All of that available all right there at Health Living Health Food Store. And yes, your alkaline water also available at Health Living Health Food Store, 3956 White Plains Road, Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets. Telephone number is 718-798-0773. Again, 718-798-0773. Health Living is where health lives. Additional sponsors of the Tony Ryan Showcase, we have the accounting firm of Marcus Hilton. We have Immigration and Training at Law, Mr. Winston Tucker. Mrs. Tracy Ann Bagaloo, representing Financial Education Services. Chef Tudor Restaurant, and my dentist, Dr. Roy Street. I'll tell you more about those sponsors in a moment, but as always, every Tony Ryan Showcase, we must pause and give credence to the master. Let us come together yet one more time. So we're going to do it like this. Against the Tony Ryan Showcase. Good afternoon.
I may never climb a mountain so I can see the world from there. I may never ride the waves and taste the salty ocean air, or build a bridge that will last 100 years. But no matter where the road leads, one thing is always clear. Till I found the sun. The watching eyes ask me why I walk this narrow way. I will gladly give the reason for the hope I am today. I'm blessed. When I'm right head to rest. I feel you near me. You soothe me when I'm weary. Oh Lord, for all the worst and all the best. Hey, and yes, you've given me joy, you've given me love, you give me strength when I want to give up. You came from heaven to rescue my soul. This is the reason I know.
And again, it's the Tony Ryan Showcase. Time is now 5:30, 30 minutes after the hour 5. And I'm going to have to break from regular format for about half an hour and do something different. All right, let's hang with me for a minute. Let's hang with me for a moment. Okay. And this is it. This is Monday, and this past weekend was not your usual or your regular weekend at all, because we had a serious invasion that took place, and it takes place every weekend of the one that just passed. We're talking about Penrelay when we have the invasion of the Jamaican contingent. Athletes coming into New York and then to Pennsylvania and Penrelays and so on. Now last week or week before, it was week before, we had the Honorable Erwin Clare on, and he was down at my pen, and he's going to, of course, we have to ask him for a follow-up. We have to know what happened for those who weren't so fortunate to be there. So on the phone I have none other than the Honorable Erwin Clare. My brother, how are you doing?
I am well. Good evening, sir, and thank you for the occasion once more and for the role that you played in making what we accomplished this past weekend a success.
Well, we all have to put our little mickle, and we're make a
yeah,
muckle.
make a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
No, make a pickle.
Make a pickle. Make a pickle. Yes. Of course, referring to Jamaica Bickle, who is the founder of that movement. That is not even an organization anymore, but it's a movement. Yes. Because when you see so many people who are giving of themselves selflessly you know that has to be a movement.
Yes, sir.
So, how did we do overall? I don't know.
Well,
I wouldn't get, we never get any stream this side. So, how did we
yes,
do?
sir. Well, the Penwillies had their live streaming on, but I must tell you though that as of now,
Yes.
over 90%, if not close to 100% of the athletes will be back home by now.
Oh.
A few may still be here,
Okay.
only
Okay.
because of flight situation. So,
Okay.
from that perspective, the athletes came.
Mm-hmm.
They came, they saw, and they conquered and went home. And
It's as usual.
yes. And
You know something,
in
let me just
fact-
pause and say, blessed,
Yes.
good afternoon to Miss Beverly Morgan. Thanks for joining us in the chat room, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so they came, saw, and conquered. And I must tell you, it was a fantastic presentation by our athletes. Their performances were they were professional on the track, and they also carried themselves. Their deportment was outstanding. We had no issues as far as that was concerned, or limited.
Right.
And they're back home safely by now, hopefully to their parents, which is the ultimate objective.
Yes.
To come do what you have to do, represent yourself, your school, and your country, and head back home.
Right.
And we were pleased to be their hosts.
Yes.
The group I'm privileged to work with, worked tirelessly to assure that was the case. The host sang, the Family Foundation, their contribution, of course, played a significant role in the success as well.
Yes. So how well did we do overall in terms of the medals? How well did we do? Did we break any records? Anything outstanding? In the heats, any of the meets rather? Any? No? Yes? Hello? Oh, we lost him. Whoa. I think we lost Brother Irwin.
Hello, this is Irwin.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Mm-hmm.
In fact, on Saturday, Calabar would have run what we call a trifecta.
Right.
4x1, 4x4, 4x8. Won all three, including 2 records in that manner.
Wow.
The young man Chris Taylor would have been voted the high school championship, the standout performer.
Yes.
He ran a Blickstone, the fastest 400-meter split ever done at Penrith. I think 44.63.
Whoa.
And they came out to terrorize other people, and which they did. And the previous day, the girls would have won. From Jamaica would have won all the 3 high school championships. Edwin Allen, Hydel, and Homewood.
Yes.
And we had some individual records. If you might recall, I spoke to you about Rhodes Hall, that school out in Hanover.
Yes, you did.
The youngster there,
Yes,
Devane Williams. Well, he came up and he won his 400 meters hurdles on Saturday morning. So I know that when he goes back home now to the village, the city, the town where he's from, Rhodes Hall, there's going to be celebration there.
Yes.
So it was indeed a wonderful experience. We had Ambassador Romain Verga with us on the field, and it was just awesome. He performed at the end of Penrith there by Team Jamaica Bicker, the largest crowd ever at Team Jamaica Bicker this past Saturday evening, and it was a wonderful experience. We're still recuperating, and you can understand that. So it was a wonderful experience, sir.
I saw a little bit of the ending of it. I think Mr. Hossang was presented with something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I'll share that with you. It's 40 years that Caribbean Food Delight has been in business, the Royal Caribbean Bakery. And we sought the support of the city of Philadelphia. This is something that Team Jamaica Baker orchestrated.
Right.
We reached out to the city of Philadelphia, and I think they respected and understood what we have been all about for Philadelphia over the years. And they responded in kind. They bestowed on Mr. Hosang, a senior council member out of Philadelphia, Miss Janie Blackwell.
Yes.
We call her the nanny of the Philadelphia political bureau there.
Right.
She's a very good friend of former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. She came out and presented one of the highest citations that City of Philadelphia can bestow on anyone to Dr. Hosang on Saturday right there at Team Jamaica Bickle. And this we flabbergasted by this, and this is just to demonstrate our respect and appreciation for the work that he has done over the years.
Yes. We say I was able to see that part of it. I was hoping that I'd be able to see somebody meet, people, somebody with a cell phone would do a little thing, and
I guess they're too caught up to watching the thing and excitement. They probably would have used terms that are not proper for communication. Because let me tell you, these are some exciting times. And I must also say too that Congresswoman Yvette Clarke sent citations for Ambassador Romaine Virgo and young Miss Brianna Williams out of Florida, who, as you know, is one of the fastest young misses at age 16 now in 100 meters and 200 meters, representing Jamaica. And she was Team Jamaica because special guest this year. She and her mom.
Yeah, man. That yes, Any new discoveries? Any new discoveries?
Well, they're always, I think they would have been discovered at champs. They just came up, to show off their talents. But what was good though is, I believe, when we look at this, the support from the Jamaican, especially the Jamaican community, was out in force, and that is something that I have to say kudos to our community and to our track fans and those who come out to support athletics. And those who came by Team Jamaica Bickle to make their contribution, we thank them. In fact, I told you we had a raffle this year, and this is kind of interesting to show you just how much Calabar cleaned up.
Yes.
This year also too, I think it was the last team that Herb McKinley coached at Calabar several years ago was inducted on the Wall of Fame. One of the members of that team from Calabar is also one of the managers of Calabar. He lives there in Ohio. Would you imagine that he also won the 5 days, 4-night trip to Sandoz?
You're kidding me.
Calabar cleaned up on everything, Tony. Right? It's clearly a Calabar year.
That is good. I'm sure I'm sure that my good friend Mr. Clive Williams must be just bursting, from grin from ear to ear.
Yes, it should be all the Rabalax.
Yes,
they should be. They should be. They really clean up. They did well, and quite rightfully so.
I love to hear that. Looking on how things are at this time, you see, where you have so many promising athletes, coming from Jamaica, each and every and so on. We know that Mr. Bolt, he has retired. Do you see his replacement? Or do you see replacement?
There won't be a replacement,
All right.
I think what you'll find is, when I say that, you got to realize that Usain Bolt is a phenomenon.
All right.
And those things don't happen every day. Those type of situations don't happen every day. Could there be? Quite possible. But what we find now is that we have a plethora of athletes in different disciplines of the sport. We see we're making headways into discus, into shot, both male and female. So I think that the field event, to me, could be a new horizon for Jamaican athletes where we could see ourselves doing better there. We saw recently where the young miss won the 3,000 meter steeplechase. That is no fluke.
No.
She is no fluke.
Yes.
So yes, I see the widening of the sphere of participation, and with that, more possibilities for victory.
I understand, but tell me if I'm wrong. The highlight of Penn is usually the 200 and the 100 and so on. I the sprint day.
No, not the Penn relays. The Penn relays are primarily relays. So those are the races. The races you're mentioning are what I call the sexy races. The 100 meters, 200 meters, and of course 400 meters.
Yeah, right.
Those individual races are not run at 10 per se. It primarily centers around
the relays. But all right. But the highlight is usually the 4x1 and so on.
4x4, yeah.
And that is going to take performers who are good overall.
Yes.
Do you see us keeping that? Do you see us keeping that?
No. There's a struggle there. The United States clearly are the favorites there, without a doubt. In fact, United States blue and red defeated Team Jamaica, came third. But when it all said and done, the United States, under normal circumstances, usually bring out a very strong team at the Penn Relays, unlike Jamaica. Jamaica is usually in their developmental side or, mix and match. And understand, too, they just got back from the Commonwealth Games. So many of the athletes from the Commonwealth Games weren't even at Penn Relays. So you had people like Nesta Carter was running, and people would wonder, why would Nesta Carter be running? But that is a situation. But then here goes the women, on the women's side now. Women also, we also put together a rather senior team for women. It wasn't a great team, but they end up beating the United States that had a strong team. And then normally Jamaica for the past couple years have won the medley. They didn't fare. I think they came third this year. Again, a couple of their big guns weren't on the team. So the Premiers are not necessarily used as a barometer to say where we are competitively at the senior level, because many of these athletes are either in training or they've gone to another meet. The Drake's Relays takes place the same day, or they just this year we had the Commonwealth that came early. That's unusual. So you find that not many would necessarily risk coming to a cool Penn Relay at this particular time of the season. So what you'll now find is that going into the Bahamas Relays, the World Relays, then you probably see the better teams start putting it. That's where you start taking the gauge now to see exactly where we are.
Okay. But last year, I think we won those meets, yeah?
Yeah, where we won you mean as far as Penn Relays is concerned?
Penn Relay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we won the men. I think we probably lost the women. So it's a fluctuation, and it comes back down to where you are at that particular time and what kind of teams you're putting together. The USA normally comes with strong teams because this is their bust out of the initial run for them, or the major meet for them at this particular time. In preparation for.
So it's usually your A game they come with. Their A
game. They usually this is their territory. It's part of the psychological games that goes on in these meets as well. So.
So you're saying basically we are comfortable then that we are going to continue to dominate track and field. Then you're saying based upon.
No, I wouldn't say that. It becomes harder because remember, think about it. One person has been responsible for 12 medals. So when you pull that out, or 4 medals at any given meet, when you pull that out, you're pulling out significance.
Understand.
I mean, and it's not easily replaceable. Let's not also forget too that our pool may be wide and large, but the world is not standing still while Jamaica continues to run away with things. They're stepping up their game, and I think that's something that Jamaica has to be challenged to make sure the right infrastructures are being put in place. So although I hear government flirting with the idea that they'd like to host the Commonwealth Games in 2026 or wherever, my interest is that let us make sure that we place infrastructures in the necessary areas, because think about it. Outside of the corporate area, the only other place that has a synthetic track is Montego Bay, and I include Spanish Town as part of the corporate area presentation, is Montego Bay. So all of central and middle of Jamaica, there is no satisfactory track facilities for our schools and for our athletes. And that must change.
So
when Don Webby of Grace Kennedy went down to Edwin Allen to present them and to congratulate them for winning girls' champs, he was amazed to see what they have down there, and yet they were producing such talent. Now, can you imagine if we put the right things in place? When I tell you that the kids from Rhodes Hall don't have any infrastructure down there, but yet they can place 15th at champs out of 115 schools. What is that telling you?
Yeah, man.
It's telling you.
If a little help.
If they have the right.
Just a little help.
That's right. So government, if their interest is to host big events for the hype and for the excitement, I say, hold on a bit. Let's put in place some things, infrastructure to make sure that we're developing our athletes for serious competition, because the world is doing exactly that.
Do you honestly think that government is going to step up and start shelling out some funds for tracks and to pump money into athletics and sports in general?
Yeah, they've been doing that, because you must understand that's the only way government keeps to maintain the whole and situation at this time, because there's always a political angle to it as well. Jamaica does not have the corporate infrastructures in place that allows for philanthropy and corporate to fund the sports, unlike the United States, where U.S. Track and Field says America does not send its athletes to the Olympics. Americans do. You understand me?
Yeah.
When Olympians go visit Mr. Trump the other day, the administration has nothing to do with sports. These are private sector driven situations. But Jamaica's private sector, I don't think, is large enough to take on that responsibility. So government finds itself as the main arbiter of ensuring that these things are in place, because when they are in place, it does good for Jamaica, it does good for brand Jamaica and the economy of Jamaica. So there's a payback from that perspective, providing opportunities for the youth, engaging them in sporting activities. So yes, government does have a responsibility. So we have to hold them accountable.
Right, hold them accountable, and they have a responsibility and all of that. But when they're going to have the nurses who are saying we need a raise up here, the policemen who are going on go slow and strike and so on, whatever, because they need a raise up
you're right. There's not enough money. You're right. There's not enough money.
That's my argument.
But here's the drama now. These are the same folks though who will say they want to host a Commonwealth Games. That don't come cheap.
That don't make any sense. That
don't come cheap.
That does not make any kind of sense. So,
but I believe though, Mr. Ryan, is that it's not just about giving money and all. Is your creative approach to how you process this thing. A private public philanthropy trifecta presentation to this can work. We have to become creative.
That was actually going to be my next question. How do we get the businessman or the corporations on board? How do we do that?
Well, I must say this in all fairness. They are on board. How do we get them to become more involved and to get more others involved? And I think that's where the creative approach comes in. Nobody gets into something unless they see it's a reciprocal deal, that there's a benefit. Grace Kennedy spent millions of dollars on high school championships in Jamaica. Supreme Ventures spends a whole lot of money on the senior athletes, Digicel, Flow, but then the base is not as large enough for effective sustenance. These are entities that make significant contributions. Without them, I don't think many things would be happening in sports in Jamaica, because government alone can't do it. Rightfully so.
Well, and the same thing happens here. Government alone is, as you mentioned just now, not the Americans, but Americans. But from a grassroots standpoint, then, apart from the private sector, how can the average Jamaican, how can the average Jamaican contribute to assisting the athletes then, or a program?
Sure, and that's a good question. And they are doing it. The question, though, is just that when you look at it in comparison to where it needs to be, we are still not a eager philanthropic society when it comes down to those type of given scenarios. And we have done a lot of test scenarios in this before. We're not. For example, U.S. Track and Field, most of its monies come from corporations and its aggressive fundraising to the average person on the street. They have all their marketing and their merchandising and how they effectively target individuals. That's where their monies come from. The big companies, one, as well as donors. They work their donor list. Philanthropy in the United States is probably one of the most robust in the world. The business of philanthropy is big business because it involves tax deductions and whatever the case might be. And at the same token, it is part of the American way of life. Philanthropy.
Well,
all right?
All right. Go ahead.
All right? We do not have that kind of DNA, Tony. Well, for example, I give you a case in point. And I should say, let me clarify that. We do not have that kind of DNA for ourselves, because I'm quite sure that many Jamaicans in corporate 500 and corporate 1,000 companies probably give matching funds to what you call Salvation Army and all those United Ways, right? Because it's a matching fund situation. Can you imagine, sir, if we were to channel those matching fund situations to our local charities here, which in many situations do qualify for that too? Can you imagine that amount of external money that comes into our community? Think about it. And I do a litmus test on this, because there's a young miss recently who was retiring from a major pharmaceutical company. And normally would throw a party for her. Instead, she asked them that they give her the money. Team Jamaica Bickle was used as a pass-through entity, and this money was sent to a charity in Jamaica. All right? Think about that. If we have, how many of us are retiring on from corporate America yearly? 1,000?
A lot, quite a bit.
Right. So instead of throwing a big party, we drink and drunk and eat and get sick the next day, get the money and put it to a local charity. If we could have an easy $500,000 to $1 million going for charities, that's significant.
I know that during the closer to the pen relays, Team Jamaica Bickle puts a big push, and I know that is kind of hard on you and the team to be keeping up that sort of energy throughout the year. But what happens, because to me it seems, and I could be wrong, that Team Jamaica Bickle becomes silent from...
Well, let me tell you what happened with that. That's a fair question. We're not necessarily silent because we're doing things with other groups and stuff. But remember now, the athletic window for this is February to now.
Right.
We're going to football, we're going to netball, we're going to the alumni association stuff, we're going to the community basis stuff. You're going to the healthcare sector. It's a whole lot of folks doing the same thing we're doing. So we kind of carve our situation around what drives what we do. You get my drift? Pen relays primarily drives what Team Jamaica Bickle does. You see, so the competition for the space and for the pockets is a stiff one. But we still have a presence throughout the year, because that's how we keep our relevance. We partner with bobsleigh. We partner with our netball folks. We're doing things with, just that we're not the front line because it's their time. The alumni association. It's a whole lot of things taking place.
You say no. I did not know this, and I've been exposed to Team Jamaica Bickle for a whole heap of years. I didn't know that.
Just like our defibrillator program. Come August, we're down in Jamaica, someplace working with our nurses, where we go out and we target persons for contributions to a defibrillator. This year again, we hope to distribute another 15 defibrillator machines into Jamaica, along with the training and retraining of those persons who got them before. We partner with groups such as Jaja Foundation, Dr. Trevor Dixon out there in New Jersey. We do lots of things with those folks. Whenever a bobsleigh team passing through, a rugby team passing through, they reach out to us. Can you facilitate and help us with some meals, pick up from the airport, do XYZ, or sack some of our football teams? The same situation.
See, no, it's two things. quickly.
Yes.
One, I did not know this, and really and truly, I was not even referring to the involvement part of it. I was talking about the fundraising part of it.
Yeah, man.
Throughout the year, you know, is Team Jamaica because doing fundraisers throughout the year.
Well, you see, targeted, because again, we have to respect, because many of these people whom we get support from, we now have to support them during their time. This was our time. You see? So if we do a fundraiser, we are mindful of the competition it will also cause. For example, when we had the raffle, we would never do the raffle at the same time as UJA. We wait until UJA is completed.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's basically the same people we're going to. And that's why I mentioned the whole situation about the folks in corporate who are working in those entities and have these matching funds. We have to think outside the box. And that's why, for example, in this thing here, the Romain Virgo stuff, it's not just a Team Jamaica Bickle alone. We hope that other organizations can strike deals with some of these artists who may have a connection and make it work.
We approach the station break on Mellow Radio and on Unity Radio, but we're going to remain live on Facebook and YouTube. I just want to ask two very, very important questions.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to spill over. I know a little bit, but it's not a big thing. Let me say blessed love to Brother Ruler Brown in the chat room. Give thanks to my brother for joining us. See? Blessed love. And our whole heap of yard flag and some other flag there. Oh, we have Ruler no easy. Yes. So the thing is this. Telethon. Team Jamaica Bickle don't do that. Why?
A telethon?
Yeah.
Boy, it's a dangerous thing, you know.
Why so?
If Mr. Shaggy can say and spend a whole lot of money on major radio stations to promote and attract and to encourage people to give, and it wasn't successful, a brand like that.
You mean he did a telethon too?
Well, it's a similar situation. It's about going out there and reaching out in via social media and other platforms to raise money. The challenge it is, and that's what I said to you. I'm yet to see, outside of when we're voting for Mr. Sanchez, I am yet to see a mass movement of our people. And what was interesting was that they were buying something to make somebody win. And it's about just winning. In these situations, it's about monies that will go towards empowering our people. And one could argue say that probably helped Tessanchin, probably did that for us too. But outside of that, sir, it is not a situation. For it's costly to put on, and the returns could be dangerous because it may not necessarily meet what it is. It is not. If stronger brands have done these things and are not doing them, so that tells you something.
All right, but
it's not easy. But but check this out though.
Yeah.
If you have a hurricane, it all depends on what the situation is. Even the other day when we did that Caribbean Day of Giving, yes, it was a success, but it should have been bigger than that. It's not easy, Tony. It's not easy.
I didn't think it is.
We don't have the resource. We don't have the resources to do it effectively.
Well, I didn't think it is easy. I don't think it is. But what I'm saying is, what is making the difference? I mean, is it that it's because it's major media because of the television and the station that Tessan was on?
That's true. We don't have one. We don't have one that is unique to all of us.
Right,
that's one.
But how can we get a part of that group of people to contribute? How?
Well, but you see again, that part of the group, are we talking Jamaicans and friends thereof? Because that's where we're not every group. But if we're having difficult, that's what I'm trying to show you right now. We're having challenges in Shaggy and Friends doing that on social media with the major entities and a massive social media presence. And the returns were negligible. Yeah,
but he did a breakdown. Shaggy did a breakdown, and a lot of the monies that were spent from the promotion and the promoting of the event should not have reached them, because government could have given up some space, and that did not happen.
Yeah, no, but you see, we're talking from a different perspective. We're talking about his social media platforms, where people go out as a result of social media connect to make donations. Which one would have thought that would be easy because social media foray into the market can be very effective. The response rate was not up to par. In other words, people weren't going to the site or going there and making a donation. Those situations have not proved to be successful in our community.
Whoa. Well, all right. I guess we could talk about a little bit more about what makes it work for some people and don't work for us. May not understand it. Is that we're not that we not reached that stage yet, that level yet? What is it? Brother Erwin? Whoa.
I said, I'm not certain, sir. I have to believe that we've done it for other charities, but somehow we haven't gotten to that point yet. Yeah, except when we did the test and change scenario. I have not seen or heard of any mass movement and persons doing things to, where we can say, boy, a lot of Jamaicans did this. I haven't heard that one since test and change.
Well, maybe we need to knock heads, or a group of people need to knock heads and come up with some things, and more of us need to get involved,
That's true. And we have the experts. I don't know. Quite we have the experts because see the names and faces showing up in external happenings, but when it comes down to our stuff, we don't seem to be able to get down.
Yeah, we need to try and figure out how we can capitalize a little bit more. My brother,
yes, sir.
Again, let me say thank you.
Always a pleasure, man. Always my privilege, sir.
Well, it is a pleasure of the audience, I can tell you that, because a lot of us were not there at Penn, and as I was saying to the missus this weekend here, I know the only way we can get down to Penn is to close the store on that Saturday.
No. It's to have Penn come to you.
well, no, we have Penn coming to us really, but I want to be there next year, God's willing. I want to be there next year, God's willing.
Or 25th anniversary, sir. Or 25th
you see, I think next year, God's willing, we're going to close the store that Saturday, and we drive down from Friday night and thing and what.
All right. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. After that. All right? Yes, my brother. Give thanks again, yeah?
All the time, sir.
Yeah, man. Blessed love. Again, that's the Honorable Erwin Clear. And I'll tell you, we are doing a great job, a fantastic job. Yeah, man. For real. And the time is 6:05, 5 minutes after the hall. 6. The Tony Ryan Showcase. Back with you in a moment. Don't move. And we're back. Again, the Tone Ryan Showcase Monday to Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And on Thursdays from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. Remember the main sponsor, Healthy Living Health Food Store, yeah? Mrs. Henry, blessed, good evening to you, yes indeed. And if you just joined us, we had online the Honorable Irwin Clear talking about what took place at Penn Relay to bring us up to speed. Those of us who are not as fortunate to be in attendance. Wow, okay. Yeah, so bring us up to speed with what took place, and as always, from what he's saying, we had a really good representation, as you know, from Jamaica, and performed quite well, as he said, putting it, you know, simply. The Jamaican athletics came, saw and conquered. And they are now back home, most of them. Very interesting, quite interesting, I should say, you know. Hopefully, but there are so many challenges. If well, for those who were not listening when we are unable to, for whatever the reason, we went on to talk about how can we help to make it a little easier for the athletes to get the kind of help they need in terms of training and place to train and so on. You know, I believe that if we put our heads together, we can come up with some solutions. Why we can't? I don't see no reason why we can't do that. Why can't we? No, we're not limited in terms of ideas and people who are progressive thinkers. No, not at all. So I believe that we can actually do something to make it easier for organizations like Team Jamaica Bickel, and of course for our athletes. I see no reason why we can't, and we shouldn't. Why we are unable to, I don't see that. We need to do something about it. We'll take a quick break, don't move.
Healthy Living Health Food Store, located at 3956 White Plains Road in the Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets, where you can purchase all your vitamins and other supplements. Your vegan standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner Mondays to Saturdays. Get rid of diabetes with the Diabetes Be Gone, high blood pressure with the High Blood Pressure Resolve, high cholesterol with the Cholesterol Cleanse. Fellows, all your prostate and bedroom problems with the Rooster Fixer, frequent and weak urination, the after dribble, erectile dysfunction, and premature ejaculation. And ladies, all the female health issues, get rid of them. Bring to our attention any other health concern you may have, because we do consultations Mondays to Saturdays from 12 noon to 7 p.m. Call to make an appointment. We also do mail order. The address is 3956 White Plains Road in the Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets, or call 718-798-0773. Again, 718-798-0773.
And remember, while they are at Healthy Living Health Food Store, you can choose some more wide assortment of vegetable patties. Your ackee, color, your kale, your lintel, veggie beef, veggie fish, veggie chicken, you know, all of those you can purchase right there from Healthy Living Health Food Store, yeah? And don't forget about our very effective weight loss program. All of that right there at Healthy Living Health Food Store. 3956 White Plains Road, the Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets, Healthy Living Health Food Store. Or our telephone number 718-798-0773. Again, 718-798-0773. Healthy Living is where health lives. Now, if you're looking for a better experience, in visiting the dentist, then you just have to visit mine. His name is Dr. Roy Street. Okay, professionally he is. Yes, that's the truth. Okay, you will leave the appointment quite surprised at the level of professionalism that is displayed there in terms of discomfort. And very, very comfortable, very, 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 very comfortable as you live in Dr. Roy Street. His location is 739 East 230th Street between Barnes and White Plains Road. Again, 739 East 230th Street between Barnes and White Plains Road. Or give him a call at 718-652-3978. Again, 718-652-3978. And remember the name, Dr. Roy Street. Okay.
Marcus Hilton, Certified Public Accountants, located at 4226A White Plains Road at 234th Street in the Bronx, have been serving the public for over 30 years in the areas of income tax return preparation and all other income tax services, including payroll services, accounting services, and individual tax ID number preparation. If you do not have a Social Security number and would like to file your tax return, Marcus Hilton, Certified Public Accountant, is one of the few tax services registered with the IRS to assist with a tax ID number. They are experts in the tax laws, so they will find what other tax preparers miss, maximizing your dollar return. For the self-employed or corporate people, they are also experts in those areas. Marcus Hilton, Certified Public Accountant, is located, again, at 4226A White Plains Road at 234th Street in the Bronx. Their telephone number is 718-554-0640. Again, that's 718-554-0640.
The award-winning Palace Peace and Love Academic Scholarship is appealing for your support to help educate one student at a time in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Palace awarded 492 scholarships and several computers to university and high school students in Jamaica and the Caribbean over the past 7 years, valued at approximately 33 million Jamaican dollars, $250,000 US.
Importantly, our university graduates to date include 15 medical doctors, 10 lawyers, 6 engineers, and 15 fine art students. Our goal is to award at least 105 scholarships in 2018.
Please partner with us to make this a reality for those well-deserving, hard-working students by making a tax-deductible donation online at www.palace1.org
or send a check to Palace, P.O. Box 5461, Alpharetta, Georgia 30023 USA, or telephone 770-744-2154.
Palace, preserving young minds for posterity.
Start your morning with our delicious breakfast. The ackee and saltfish, the salt mackerel, the cook-up saltfish, the callaloo, the corned beef, the kidney and the liver. How about the saltfish and the okra? All served with boiled dumplings, yam, banana, or fried dumplings. All served with white rice, rice and peas, and steamed vegetable. Eat no stop this up. Try our most talked about porridge a morning time. The blend of oats porridge, the peanut porridge, the cornmeal porridge. Mamma mia! For soup lovers, on Fridays and Saturdays, go take soup. Don't forget to try our daily chicken foot soup. For lunch and dinner, Chef Ito is always a winner. The jerk chicken, the brown stew chicken, curry chicken, baked chicken, fried chicken. For the fish lovers, the fried fish, the brown stew fish, escovitch fish, shrimp lovers. Visit Chef Ito on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Lovers of stew peas, visit Chef Ito on Thursdays and Saturdays. Come and visit us on Fridays for tripe and beans and sweet and sour chicken. Call us at 718-994-6532. 718-994-6532. Don't forget, we cater for all occasions. Chef Ito Restaurant, 4759B, White Plains Road. Call us at 718-994-6532. That's 718-994-6532.
And if you're having problems with student loans, medical bills, bankruptcies, late payments, collection accounts, tax liens, then you must give Mrs. Tracy Ann Bagaloo a call. She's one of the representatives at Financial Education Services. And Mrs. Bagaloo's number is 954-639-2404. Again, 954-639-2404. And remember the name, it is Mrs. Tracy Ann Bagaloo. Now, I have a dear, dear friend and brother of mine on the line. And he called me and he's saying, well, no, you make this thing sound like it would be easy to put all people together and get them to participate and contribute and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure we have of the presence of my friend and brother, Clinton Lindsay, calling in from Florida. How are you doing, my brother?
I am good. I am good. Listening to you. And Mr. Irving Clear, as usual, very to the point. I am listening to you. I feel so sad and sorry for you, really, because it tells me that, you know, you just, when you say you don't understand, you know, it's like you're lost as to why something looks as simple as we getting together to do something that we see as worthwhile and something that we should be doing. It won't take much to do, but it tells me that you have never really tried to do something with our people to try to get them together. You know, every little thing that happens, people say, you know, we need to come together. Have you ever tried that?
Not at the level. Well, I mean, not at the level that Team Jamaica Bickle is operating on what is necessary. Not at that level, but yes, I have, and I have been quite successful too.
Okay. Well, when you look at something like, you know, and I'm just using them as an example, but there are many instances and cases where people have tried to bring our people together, where it would be for the betterment of our people, our culture, our music. And I can tell you, I'll give you a fine example. When WNWK was being given away, I mean, totally given away.
Okay.
Given away, 105.9 FM, before Mr. Lou bought it for $3.5 million. In 10 years, he paid it off and then sold it back to $380 million. You remember that station?
Plus a radio station.
Plus a radio station threw in for good measures. There were people that were trying to get the station for the Jamaican community. There were petition drive. There were people that had connection to other people with big money. People that had connection to Bush Stewart, and he had Air Jamaica at the time. And there were people that would show Bush Stewart that, listen, $3.5 million over a 10-year period, it shouldn't be a problem for you to put that money up. And it's like a mortgage. You know, you ain't got to put up the $3.5 million. You put up $500,000 and you pay it off in 10 years. And there were people that you would have thought would take that man and bring him in. Those same people shield him and told him, oh, it's not good. Oh, no, you don't do that. That's a waste of time. No go so. And this is something that would have benefited the Caribbean community.
All right.
And the funny thing is, Mr. Ryan, Mr. Arthur Lou that bought the station for that, he ended up making millions of dollars off of our people.
Again, I totally agree. But
after our people, we were willing, at that time when Arthur Lou bought the station, I was on the station. And I was one of those people that were trying to get the word out. Listen, I don't know Bush Stewart. I know people who do, and them say, no, they can't go to carry them argument to Mr. Stewart. And these same people were the same people that when Otto Miller came, I said, well, we're not paying $150 an hour. The hell no. We're going to be paying $500 an hour. And these are the same people that didn't have no problem with it. Okay, we pay 500, nothing, no problem.
No. Hold on. You see, here's the thing, my brother. You said you were on the station. You knew it was going up for sale. And you're trying to rally the troops then, so to speak.
Yes. Yes.
From the Jamaican community, yeah?
Yes.
You personally tried.
Yes.
All right.
I was heading that team. I was the head of that team.
All right. So, why did you fail now? Tell me again.
Because people that had more influence than me at the time refused to participate. I called meetings.
Yeah.
And it's the same Clive Otso, Donald Laws. We don't know. Those that don't have the ability to raise that kind of money showed up. And those who had the connection.
Like who?
For one, Gil Bailey.
All right.
Gil Bailey was very close friend with Bush Stewart. As a matter of fact, during that period of time, I heard Big Gil Bailey say on the radio, when you have friends like Bush Stewart, you keep them close to your bosom, to your chest. Don't let them go. You hug them.
All right.
I have had several meetings and asked him to come and hear our case. Did he show up?
Look,
no.
Did one of you decide to reach out to Butch himself? One of you personally say, no, let's go around this roadblock here. It was Gil Bailey, and go directly to reach out to Butch. Did one of you try that?
No. Bush Stewart, Bush Stewart wasn't the guy that was down the block or down his office in Manhattan.
Quite understand.
You'd have to have. You'd have to have. Go ahead.
Look here. Hold on. No. You hold on a little bit. You had the power of media. Did you go on the air and say, anybody who know about Stewart?
We didn't do that. But we went on the air and asked people if they have, grandma have some thousands of dollars sitting down.
And you're not going to get and you're not going to get a good response from that. Obviously you didn't, and I would not have approached it from that angle. And I'll tell you, I would have gone to other phone Butch Stewart. This is the difference.
I'm giving you an example. Bush Stewart is just one of the persons that could have, if he were given a business plan and all of that. From the friend of Bush Stewart said that, no, I'm not that. I mean, he closed the door.
No. You cannot, listen, I'm trying to be very, very, very careful with start using adjectives describing the individual that you tell me was a roadblock, He couldn't stop me. There is absolutely no way that this person could stop me. Him couldn't. I would be able to reach Butch. That's for sure. Or someone else at that level. You see my argument?
Yeah, I see argument.
But
I mean, there's a simple argument but at the time, when you're trying to gather your truth. Because even if someone in the group will reach out to Bush Stewart, the first thing Bush Stewart is going to do is call his friend at the station and say, are you a part of this? Do you know that so-and-so is going on? And then the answer most likely is going to be no, because this man has never been involved with anything outside of his scope.
All right, listen to me.
We have had several, not just about this thing, but even when Otto Miller took over the station and started charging $500.
Yeah.
And we were like up in arms.
Yeah.
What do you mean, from 150 to 500, it can't work.
Yeah.
And the man said, well, this brother have happily paying it, so if him can't pay it, you all can't pay it. If you don't, there are other people in line ready to take the time.
Well, hold on a little bit, man. The brother you're talking about was not paying that because he became the Judas in the group. He got his thing for liquor and nothing in a private office on the back as a good pattern.
Well, you know more than me, so obviously.
Listen to me now. Listen to me.
But that's the point then. If that's the case, it goes to show that he would rather cut a deal with the management than to work with his own people and get the entire station.
No, he is the one who sold it, who sold the idea to Lou, to the person who actually bought it. He is the one who pitched it and never even consult anybody. He's the one who actually...
No. He didn't sell it. He didn't give them the idea. The station was a non-profit organization before.
Right,
because I was there from before it became Double N Double K. I was there from it was Double HBI.
Right, but he is the one who actually brought in Arthur Lou. He is the one who actually did that, you know. Lou,
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, let me ask you, did Lou have a program on there?
Before?
Did he have a program on the air down there?
Arthur Lou is a Korean man that buys up AM and FM stations all over the country.
All right.
So his business is radio, like some people real estate, some people insurance, blah. His thing is radio. So he knows when a radio is up for sale.
Okay.
And like all of us, we had the opportunity to put in a bid for the station. The fact that we were already on the station, a few Jamaicans were on the station, our bid would be given preferential treatment.
Of course, quite understandable.
Because we are there.
But let me say this.
But
go ahead.
But we, well, put it this way, I did all I could possibly do, and we didn't get through with it.
Yeah, your best wasn't good enough. Let me show you something. When you hear this person come on here and say, when you have friends like Butch Stewart, you keep them close to your chest and closer. He and Butch wasn't friends. They were not friends. If you wanted to have found a friend of Butch Stewart, call Tony Cobb. Did you know this?
No, I don't know those guys. Those guys are way before my time. I don't know. I just know that
because you didn't sound the alarm right. You had power of media and never say, listen, what do we know about Butch Stewart? Butch Stewart and Tony Cobb are friends. Not Gil Bailey. Not Gil Bailey. They were never friends. They're still not friends. You see?
Oh well, that's not what was said on radio and going down to the various resorts in Jamaica. My friend Butch Stewart, that was a complete, unless he was lying to the public.
Look here.
And he was the only one running Air Jamaica commercial on that station at the time.
Look here.
So unless he was really barefaced lying to us, or lying to the public.
No, that's a question. Have you ever heard an exchange between those two people on here? Have you ever listened to one of them?
I don't recall. Maybe it did happen, but I don't recall.
All right.
I was just trying to zero in on that particular time.
Yeah, well, listen to
this. When could have been, Butch Stewart could have been. I'm not saying he's the only one,
Listen. Yeah,
because the people that I knew at the time that could have gone with a few things were the people that can show how the money was made.
Look, all right.
And when you're doing this kind of thing, is that you can't just bring in $500,000 and say, here's $500,000.
That's where it come from. Yeah,
you got to show where it come from, and it's a government operation, FCC involved, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, listen to this now. This is an interview between Butch Stewart and Gil Bailey. Yes, Mr. Stewart, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling Mr. Stewart, sir. Yes, sir. You Mr. Stewart? I tell you, man, you're all good. Yes, Mr. Stewart. That sound like friend? That sound like two friends?
Yeah, I wouldn't talk like that to a friend, but
exactly, they were not friends. Exactly, they were not friends. The man was fronting. The man that carry on and going up himself, but they were not friends.
So you were in the mix at the time, obviously, for you to know. No. Apparently, you know more than I did at the time.
I came on afterwards. I came on after the station was bought, and then they opened up the Sundays, and I was actually advertising with Gil Bailey, and he's the one who actually pushed me to do radio, Gil Bailey, because of his insolence. And and I ended up going down there and started at that time. But that, of course, by time there's no NWK, you know.
Right.
And thing. But I never did know that. I never did know all that what you were talking. Well.
But by that time you came,
yeah.
Artaloo already bought it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking before Artaloo bought the station.
Me hear you. Me hear you now. Me hear you well. But what I'm saying is this, that wouldn't have stopped me if I was involved in radio. When you were involved in radio, that brother there could not be a roadblock for me. He's not that good.
I won't say stop me, Mr. Ryan. I'm saying if he had come to one of the meetings that I called, and just come to the meeting and say, right now, if me are not the boss, me not be involved. Or whatever he wanted to say. Because that was the problem he had with me. He has said it over and over. Just another review I saw, a story came out a couple of weeks ago, and he's still calling me that college guy or whatever he used to call me or refer to me as. So there was a resentment there.
Oh, God.
And as long as I was involved, he wouldn't be involved.
Well,
and I have quite a few instances where that was so. When Hurricane Gilbert hit Jamaica, the people them calling me hang up on me, because him do feel one thing. It's just that insecurity.
Hey, look,
so I'm just trying to say to you that it's not as easy as you think to get our people at any level. I remember when Disco Kid was having problem at RTN. You remember that issue with Disco Kid?
Yeah, I remember that situation.
You know, me and him talk, and we call a meeting off Bronxwood Avenue, there's a little bar at 22nd, 23rd.
Old time red carpet, man.
You were at that meeting?
No, sir.
You know who showed up? Clinton Lindsay, Squeeze, Disco Kid, and another person. When everybody committed to show up. So we got... My idea was this, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah.
When you unleash time radio, we have to have a unity amongst us. That when one of us is hurt or one of us have a problem, we all have to come together as Naive and my son. So they can fire all their people of the year when we are together. Because if they say they're gonna take you off, then me I come off and the whole. If a 10 of us on, all 10 of us gotta come off.
Unity is strong.
And when we got to that meeting, I was there. I think Bobby Channel 1 was also there. Squeeze came and Squeeze said, what's the problem? I said, blah, 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 blah. Because we didn't want to tell anybody what was the meeting about. We just said it was very important. Come to this place at a certain time. We have a meeting concerning WRTN. When Squeeze heard what it was, Squeeze just said, guys, you know, I have some things to do. And Squeeze was the first one out of there. Because it comes down to, again, that I don't know if it's because we are afraid of the man or we are afraid of the system or we just want to secure, make sure, or, you know, if Clinton Lindsay, kick off Clinton Lindsay, I will take his spot. Which have happened in the past. So, you know, it's not as easy to come together, Mr. Ryan, as it sounds.
I'm not saying
it's not easy.
I'm not saying it was easy. I didn't say it was easy. And
I'm not saying because it's still not easy today.
I'm still not saying it is easy, but what I'm saying is it's doable. That's all I'm saying. It's doable.
It's doable, but what you need to do for it to be doable is to get people of the same mindset as yours.
All right.
You have to. I did it Tamika for 11 years.
Yeah.
And you think that was easy to do?
Of course not.
You have people who you're honoring, people you're giving an award to. Don't even care. Don't even care if you come receive it. When you're providing them with limousine and blah, blah, blah. They don't even care.
Yeah, I understand you.
So when I hear you, the puzzle as to, you know, just come together. You know, if something can be done.
Listen, the bottom line is, my brother, it's not impossible. It's doable. And because it is possible, then we need to do it. It's that simple.
It's that simple. And I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Even when it's to the benefit of you and your people and your culture and your country. We tend to give credence and to the Netherman thing.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've seen that a lot where the white man do a thing, you rather go and endorse his than to endorse your own.
Look,
see that all the time.
Look, that's a different street you're going on there now. And we can understand that. I can understand that statement because, again, we talk about being a Korean and we see the Korean invasion in our communities and them just come in and just bleed it and just take it and them gone for them area and we can't go for them here and so on. You understand the whole of that, you know. You see?
Right.
But, so I'm talking about that now. I'm talking about rallying the troops, getting our people, at least a percentage, a good percentage of our people, to get involved and do something that is a pride. We're talking about Jamaica now, right?
Right. Well,
you know,
I'm just saying that it's not as easy as it sounds.
It's not easy. It's
not. And I've been down that road with our people, our thing. You know, quickly, let me say something to you before I go, because I know your time is running out. You remember Actory Nick?
I remember Nick. Come on.
All right. When you go to Nick's office, you know, you hear he's Italian.
Yeah.
And you hear all this Italian music playing.
Yeah.
Radio station, you know, and I'm like, hey, Nick, I didn't know you have an Italian radio station in New York. He said, oh, no, it's what they used to call back then was Radio Fusion in old Jamaica.
Yes, yes.
And he says that. I'm saying, how does that work? I'm saying there's a place in New Jersey that, you know, make the radios and they have a direct frequency, let's say 101.2-5.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, how do you go about that? They say, you know, you have a manufacturer, they say if you get a sub-carrier, they call it now, in our time, sub-carrier. If you get a sub-carrier, you go to this manufacturer in New Jersey and they will make the radio specified to that frequency, right?
Yes.
I said, good. I went to WNWK and I asked them, what do they do with their, what do you do with your sub-carrier? Oh, we have one Italian, we have one Irish, and we have about 2 more left. Can I get one? Can I get one? Sure. But, you know, you have to get specific radio. Between, again, me and my group, including, at the time it was Anthony Brown. Now he was a promoter on the radio. Oh, God, I can't remember his name now. But you will know when I get his name. We had petition. We had to go, we go to the subway people. Would you ask Jamaicans, would you buy a radio just to get me blah, blah, blah? Everybody say yes. On my show, and Donald Laws and Clive, so we did the same thing on the radio. Everybody say, yeah, man, good idea, we'll buy it. We gave out the number for this manufacturer in New Jersey that would make. And the man specifically told me, he need a minimum of 250 orders to even go any further. And what you think happened?
You couldn't get 50.
Not even so. We have thousands of people listening to the station.
All right.
Thousands! And we couldn't get 250 people to go and order. Order this thing that you could get your own 24-hour station, just like the Italian man in his office. Of his radio station 24 hours. I couldn't even get 250 people to make orders.
My question to you is this now. Yeah, my quick question. How much per radio it was?
It was about 150, the more orders they got, it would have been cheaper.
Yeah, but at the time it was 150.
Yeah, it was about 150 initially.
So we're talking about now 100 times 150 is how much? 1,005? Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, 1,003. Yeah.
Times 2. That's what 3,000. That's what we're going now. 3,000. 3,000. We're going 3,000. 50 for that, and so there's less than $4,000, right? Right?
Per household you're talking?
No. Turnover per radio.
The total
per radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. So therefore, no, you want to tell me now that the people you know couldn't just put up $4,000 and said, gentlemen, we're going to buy 250 radio, and this is the game plan. We're going to give them to 250 households. And
but if the household didn't, I couldn't buy them.
Why? Why?
Not knowing if people would want them, even though they signed petition and they say that.
You'd have your chance and you never did do it. So listen to this now. Buy the 250 radio, invest a kind of money, and let them know, gentlemen, how we are going to make back our money now is through commercials, right? So this is how we're going to set up this thing here now. Yeah, you get three people, let's say. And we know you didn't know 3 people. Their money couldn't come up on the surface, but they could have did work a thing. And so boom, and give it the 250 radio, and you're off and running. Off and running. Saying we need nobody for come buying a radio. Could have gateway because it would have make sense in the end.
But
think about.
I mean, looking at it now, you see it now, but when you're in the storm, it's a different thing. Because we couldn't buy to give it away.
Why
mean,
why not?
It would have to be an investment by the listener.
No, why not? Why you couldn't give it away? Tell me why. But you're gonna make the money off of the commercial anyway, so why you couldn't give it away?
Well, at the time it didn't seem like that would be the thing to do.
Give it the 250, the next set come in after pay. Because once you catch her now, then they can do a thing. I need to sit you down and teach your business.
No, that them days are past, but we are not with that no more.
I need to sit you down and teach your business.
Quarterbacking is always, Monday morning quarterbacking is always, you see the clear picture.
Clinton.
Because just like I said, you would ask people, would you invest in it? Would you buy one? And everybody say yes. So you give them the number to call. And the manufacturer didn't get enough cars. They did get some, but not enough to go into mass production.
Clinton, you see, you have to understand. You have to know a little bit about my background. You have to know a little bit about about my journey. Me and you flex and all them things. But you have to know a little bit about my journey to understand when I say, I would have done exactly what I said a while ago. In a heartbeat, it would have come to mind and I would have executed. I'm telling you.
I don't have no doubt you would have.
Yeah, man.
But I wonder if you were at the point that, 30 years ago, would that have been, maybe 30 years later I've seen that, you might have to approach it at a different level. Maybe if that opportunity comes around again,
same thing, man.
We would have used it,
man.
as you just said.
Yeah, man. Okay, but I said 30 years ago, I would have been the same mindset I have now. I had it 30 years ago. Right.
When you were 70, you were thinking of buying your first home.
No,
I remember you told me that story, and I'm like,
not 17. Go back a little bit more. 14, 15. I'm thinking about my son. I'm thinking about a home and all them things. Yeah, so I'm telling you, I would have done it.
How many 14-year-olds think of buying a house at 14? They're planning, when I reach 21, I'm going to be buying my first house. That's steep, and that was you. So maybe if I'd known you then, and you were part of the group, maybe you would have been the one to make these things happen.
Look, I came on the scene. And I understand your the plight you're in, with trying dealing with our folks, because, and I could have gone into enough stories and all of them things, but there's always a way, and
there's always a way. Always a way.
Exactly, and that's my mantra. There's always a way, There's always a way,
But the thing is, Mr. Ryan, in those days, the opportunity was so simple and easy. Now it's not, to even a radio station go on the block right now, you can't talk $3.5 million.
No.
In New York City, if you have at least $100 million, don't talk.
Yeah, that's the part that we have right today. So now, the thing change. The number.
Yeah, it does.
The figures them different.
Cause you heard what I said. Almost Mr. Lou, which you already know. Almost Mr. Lou sold that station he bought for $3.5 million. He sold it for 380 plus. He got an AM in the deal.
WPAT
in 10 years, just 10 years, brethren.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Anyhow, Mr. Ryan, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure is always mine, man. You know that. Everything,
all right,
everything good? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm distracted now because, we just walked in.
The boss.
I would say, well.
The boss.
Yeah.
You go on agree.
My heartbeat is here.
I understand.
All right, sir. We talk.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. Blessed love.
All right, cool.
Yes, until then. That's, of course, the voice of my very, very, very dear friend and brother, Clinton Lindsay. And, of course, he's one of the carriers of this program, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He's one of the carriers. And Foundation Radio Network down there in Florida. Yes. And yeah, man. Nothing is impossible. Absolutely nothing is impossible. It's really and truly that simple. You see? And once nothing is impossible, then all you have to do is figure out how to go around it. You see? And that's how the thing works. Of course, it's time, really time for me to pack my bags and stuff, Remember, this is the Tony Ryan Showcase, main sponsor, Healthy Living Health Food Store, 3956 White Plains Road, the Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets. They can produce all your vitamins and minerals, your supplements in general. Also, where you can get rid of your blood pressure, your diabetes, your cholesterol. Fellas, the bedroom issues, the prostate issue. The answer is right there at Healthy Living Health Food Store. 3956 White Plains Road, the Bronx, between 224th and 225th Streets. Telephone number is 718-798-0773. Again, 718-798-0773. Healthy Living is where health lives. Let me say thanks. Let me take a moment and say thanks to everyone in the chat room. We are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. Live on Unity Radio 96.1 FM. Live on Mellow Radio 92.5 FM. So guess what? We're going to do this again tomorrow. Yes, we're going to do this again tomorrow. Until then take care of yourselves and yours. Yeah. I like someone that tell me, say, boy, I'm in a love Jamaica. I love Jamaica bad. That's why I kind of agree with my life when things are right, Don't they? Yeah, man, for real. Do this again tomorrow. So live au revoir. Harambe.
Hi, this is Beverly Kelso, one of the original whalers. I listen to the Tony Ryan Show, and I love it. On love.